Welcome to the Chlorine King podcast, where your host, Eric Taylor, will discuss tips for the do-it-yourselfer, answer listeners' questions, conduct product reviews, and host special guests from the pool industry. Grab your swimsuits and let's dive in.
Welcome back, everyone, for another episode of the Chlorine King podcast. I'm excited for tonight's guest because he's created something very cool for the pool service guy or gal. As technology begins to trickle into the industry, he's taken advantage of it and made something very cool. But let's take a moment to recognize this show's sponsors. Riptide Pool Vacuum Systems. The blow-off proof bags and powerful motor makes this system the best pool cleaning vacuum system on the market. Check them out at riptidevac.com. And Routley, your complete pool service software. Track everything out in the field and in the office. It works seamlessly with QuickBooks. Check them out at routley.net and let them both know the Chlorine King sent you. But before we get to tonight's guest, let's answer one of our listeners' questions as we always do. Ann asks, Eric, is there anything I need to watch more closely during the storm season? Thanks for the question, Ann. There's a few things to keep an eye out for. The first thing is your stabilizer reading. The only way to dilute stabilizer is the addition of fresh water. So, if you're getting nailed with rain and constantly draining your pool down, then make sure you test that more frequently. And remember, stabilizer helps chlorine last longer in the pool. If you don't have any in the water, then you'll be more likely to develop algae. The second thing is to keep an eye on the water level. We want the water level to be halfway up the skimmer mouth, or weir for proper people out there. The reason for this is to keep the surface water filtering. The top 2 inches of the pool water contain 90% of the contaminants, so it's vital to make sure the skimmer is pulling all that stuff in the filter. If the water's too high from all the rain, then it won't work as efficiently as it should, and again, could develop algae. Lastly, now would be a good time to wash your deck or screen enclosure to rid them of algae growth. And guess what? All that rain is going to be bringing all that algae from your deck or enclosure into your pool. So be ahead of the curve to keep your pool clean, clear, and more importantly, safe. There's other variables out there to look for, but those are some of the major ones. I hope this helps you out. Also, if you're interested in one-on-one coaching, check me out at patreon.com/ChlorineKing, and I'd be more than happy to help you out. Whether you're a business owner or a homeowner wanting to take care of your own pool, I'll be surely able to help. So let's welcome our guest for tonight. All right, everyone, I'm really excited to have my friend Joe on. He created this app called the Pool Trader. It's really cool to start introducing some technology in the pool industry. So how you doing, Joe?
I'm doing very well. Thanks so much for having me, Eric.
Hey, no worries, man. Glad to have you on. So why don't you introduce yourself to the listeners and talk about how you got in the industry?
Excellent. My name is Joe Wilmot. I'm originally from Ohio, the Cleveland area. My wife and I moved out to Arizona in 2005, and in about mid-2007 is when I started to get into the pool industry. 2008, I formed my company, which was H2Joe, Pool Service and Repair, and so started the journey into the pool industry. I had a wonderful mentor, though, a very good friend of mine that was there to lend a helping hand and hold my hand and teach me the ins and outs and help me figure out this new journey. So, yeah.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, I've had a mentor myself, and I try to mentor people. You know, to be successful, you need someone like that that's going to help you inch you in the right direction for sure.
Absolutely. I would highly recommend it if at all possible. Yeah.
Shameless plug here. Check me out on Patreon, and I'll be glad to help out.
Right on. Nice.
But anyways, let's talk about you and let's talk about your app, the Pool Trader app. So what exactly is the app and what does it really allow the user to do?
The easiest way to describe it, it is a very, very niche version of Craigslist for pool guys. That is like the one line, one sentence, easiest way I can describe it. So what it does is it's basically a marketplace, and it's free. Don't forget to say that. It's totally free for everybody to use, and the whole goal of it was to allow pool guys, especially in close quarters, near the same county, certainly the same state, and nationwide, just to be in contact with one another, to buy, sell, and hopefully it will catch on, trade accounts, with the end game being getting tighter routes. That was the whole, if I could narrow it down to what's the it factor of what am I trying to accomplish, getting tighter routes. That is the goal.
That's awesome, because I mean, as I've gone through my growing pains, you start wanting to get into a tighter area around your home or your office or whatever, and you're like, man, I got these 2 accounts that are like 45 minutes away. What the heck do I do with them? And so
exactly,
it sounds like that's what this app's all about, and that's pretty cool.
And that's where the seed of motivation came from. When I started my company back in 2008, much like many of us, probably most of us, as I've researched and spoke to hundreds of guys, you take the work wherever it comes from.
Yes.
And I was driving as far as 30 to 40 miles north, west, and south of the town that I live in and still do, Fountain Hills, Arizona. I was driving literally everywhere, just to make ends meet, because, got to feed the family.
We all have to do that.
Got to do your thing.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I remember there was only 2 accounts ever that I turned down in that first year of business. For those local in Arizona and are listening, I turned down someone in Goodyear, and I turned down someone in Buckeye, because I just could not fathom driving an hour to an hour and 15 minutes for one account.
So
even with the prospect of talking yourself into it, I can build from that area. No, that was my limit there. But I definitely drove all over the place just to make ends meet.
Yeah, and we've all I'm sure everyone listening can fall in that trap. Oh, I'll just start a route out here. Well, I personally tried that in an area that's 45 minutes away, and over the course of a year, it just didn't pan out. I'm like, man, I'm going all the way out here for this one pool, and it just kicked my butt. And it sounds like you're living the example of windshield time's a killer.
Yes.
All the time, as we know, that's just killing. That's taking money out of all of our pockets. So.
Yeah, it took me 8 years to get to where my company is to this day, which is about literally like a 6-mile radius. I say 5 all the time, but I mean it is literally that tight. It is exclusive to Fountain Hills, Arizona. I think it's up to about 75 stops. Maybe 72 or 3 accounts, a couple of commercial, twice a weekers in there. But yeah, we went from driving almost 300 miles a week to less than 50.
Wow. So yeah. It sounds like the creation of your app, is a little bit too late for yourself, but you wanted to create the app and with the intention of helping guys, instead of spending 8 years building that route, maybe do it a little quicker.
That's 100% exactly it. You said it. You said it perfect. If I had a time machine and could go back and offer a product or a service to myself, like Joe, 2009, dude, Joe, you got to download this app and just put yourself out there and alert guys of where you need pulls and tell others where you have pulls and you're willing to trade or just willing to sell and spend that extra time you're not driving in marketing locally. So that's exactly it. You said it, Eric.
That's all. I did stay at a Holiday Inn Express last night, so I just had a feeling that was the correct answer. So, anyways,
but not just looking at my former self and analyzing how I was growing and how I wished it could be more efficient. Because I did all the traditional things that everybody does. Low startup cost. I passed out flyers. I passed out my business card. Even asking the local hardware store here in Fountain Hills. They let me set up a tabletop one day. I just caught the manager on a good day, and I said, "Do you mind? I'll set up out of the way and I just want to sit out there and offer me as a local pool guy to anybody that's walking in or whatever." And he said, "Yeah, sure, go for it." So I really pounded the pavement in the truest sense for years to try to build locally. and it didn't really grow as fast as I wanted it to. So, necessity dictates when those calls are coming in from Scottsdale, North Scottsdale, Cave Creek, certain parts of Phoenix, Chandler, Gilbert, all the AZ guys know what I'm talking about, but all the outskirts, definitely 20, 30, 40 minutes from Fountain Hills.
Mm-hmm.
I said yes, and I said, sure, I'll be there. I'll give you a bid, whatever. And that's how it was. Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah. And then as we get, more into it, we just try to trim the fat, so to speak. So that's some good information, Joe. So my next question is, how does the process work with your app? Say that I want to buy a route that's listed for sale. Give me an example of how the process works.
Yeah. So again, very similar to Craigslist. It is basically, I am, for lack of a better term, I'm just a middleman. I'm getting the buyer and the seller, or the traders, in communication with one another. So there's basically three things, Eric, that people can do. They can list a route for sale, a single pool for sale, or they can list themselves as wanted, or pools wanted. So you're looking for a route, you go on there, you look at the pins that are in your general vicinity and click on them, and you got Tom Smith over there. And what area are you in again, Florida, Eric?
I'm over in Seminole, which is like just south of Tampa.
Okay. A guy outside of Tampa there near Seminole. He's got 10 accounts for sale in his little route that are out of his way. You click on that and you see what he's listed, and it's not mandatory to give a ton of information as far as how many are salt pools, what's the gallonage of each, how old is the equipment, etc. Do they have vacuums or in-floor systems? That's a lot of information that, for people to fill out on the form, but that can all be discussed between you. Mm-hmm. He or she gives his phone number and email, and you just reach out and find out all that info between the two of you. So, yeah.
That's really cool. So talk about that. That's something that intrigued me, was the pools wanted.
Yes. So if you look on the app, currently there are, I think there's 3 different colors actually currently, but I'll talk about the 2 main ones. Anything red right now is for sale. So it's either a route for sale or a single pool for sale. And we might change the color of the single pools for sale just to differentiate them a little bit on the developer side. But those are all the ones for sale. The pools wanted are green. Anything you see green on the map is people that are saying, hey, I'm Eric Taylor over here in Seminole, and I would like at least 20 more pools in my area. So you have now alerted everybody there is somebody in that area that wants pools. Now, you can either specify or not if you're willing to buy or trade or whatever. Obviously, if somebody reaches out to you, you can have an actual conversation and figure all that out. But even just, this is an aspect that I don't think people are realizing what that does.
That's really cool, by the way.
Thank you. Yeah, this is part of the vision. So just alerting people. Eric, you probably do this all the time. In fact, I know you do. Somebody says, I'm looking for pool service, in this area, and that's like, oh, that's way over an hour out of my way. But guess what? I'm buddies with a guy that lives over there. He's a great pool guy, has a great service. Let me give you his number. We do that all the time. I've done that dozens and dozens of times over my decade in the industry.
Sure.
So that's an aspect that people, I think, are overlooking. Fill out the pools wanted, because the amount of free referrals that you guys could be getting from other pool techs saying, yeah, I don't service that area, but you know what? Even if they don't know you, Eric Taylor, somebody could not know you, but they remember seeing that green dot. There's a guy down there in Seminole, Florida. Like, I know a guy that's in that area. Let me give you his number. There are so many people in our industry that do things out of just the kindness of their heart or generosity, or they want to help somebody else, it doesn't affect them at all. They're not going to go in that area anyway. So the pool's wanted tab, I think, is being severely underused. And probably just for the reason I expressed. People don't understand the power that alerting fellow techs, you need pools or want pools in your area, just let people know. And just watch what happens. Watch the free referrals and those occasional ones that are actually for sale that might be a great buy. You know, we all know there's great pools out there that typically pool guys ask a very reasonable price for it, not fair market value or retail, 12 times the monthly rate. So list yourself on there for wanted and see what happens. I know, Eric, this is one aspect of the app that I think could become the most popular, in fact.
Oh, yeah, we just got to educate everyone because that's a really cool feature for sure.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So, I mean, what's your long-term goal with this? Or, I mean, are you making any money with this now, Joe? And if not, I mean, do you plan to monetize it in the future?
I am not making any money right now. True story. Do I plan on making money? Yes, I do. But not in the way that you might think. My intention is not for this to be some juggernaut of a moneymaker or anything like that. I'm truly just trying to solve a problem. Honestly and sincerely, over 8 years ago, that's when this idea first came in. I wanted to solve this problem that almost all of us go through. So solving the problem is check mark number one. Making my money back that I've spent to build this thing, of course, I would love to get that back. And if it makes money going forward because I'm helping the industry and providing a service, fantastic. I'm not going to turn it down, but it's not going to be at the expense of everyone else, of my fellow techs and everybody using the app. That is not going to be a part of it.
So there won't be like pop-ups or anything like that, or?
Well, not necessarily. I'm certainly not gonna irritate anybody with advertising pop-ups, but advertising will become part of it because that's my main focus on monetizing it is having the chemical companies, manufacturing companies, or other companies that provide a service to us. If they want to be part of it and they want to pay to put themselves out there and to help our industry, whether it's through the service that they provide, or if they offer exclusive coupons, things of that nature through the app, yes, you can be part of the app by all means. If you're going to help my fellow techs to be part of this and help support the money that it costs to run it, absolutely you can be part of it. But it's not going to irritate people. I'm not gonna shamelessly plug every product or chemical under the sun on every screen that's going to annoy anybody. Just as I would be annoyed if I had an app that did that, I'm not going to put anybody else through that. I'm building this app as though I'm using it to its fullest potential, and so if it irritates me, I'm not putting it on there because I know that that's going to irritate other people. So on that line of thought, fantastic news that's just happened is we have a financial lending company on board.
Oh, congrats, man. That's awesome.
Thank you very much. And they are going to play a vital role in this, being we've got several routes for sale on there that are tens and tens of thousands of dollars. In fact, there's one, I think it's the highest one, a company that's selling everything in just outside of Phoenix here in Arizona for $270,000.
Wow.
Nobody has that cheddar. Nobody has that cheddar on hand. So anyway, this financial company works already with the pool industry. They are very well versed. They know how it goes, and they work with pool professionals to lend them working capital. So they don't lend to just everybody, and that's the nice part about it. You do have to go through a screening process. You do have to have a certain level of credit to qualify, as you would assume any professional company that lends money would make you go through. But even if you don't have good credit, they work with people that don't to get you in a position. So phenomenal company. I chose them for a very good reason. But they help to structure these deals. And whether you're buying a route or you just need working capital, you need a new work truck, you're looking at a facility because you've got a huge company and you want to move it out of your house, you need working capital. They work with our industry directly. And I think they're going to be a phenomenal asset and help us. And at the same time, obviously, partnering up with them, am I going to be compensated for that? Yes, I am. So, good news all around.
Well, that's great. I mean, because not only are you putting people in touch with each other, but you're actually creating a way for them to get financed. Because, like you said, I mean, most routes are $30,000+. Not a lot of people have that just sitting around. So it's cool that you even thought about the end game and helping people even get financed to start their business.
Thank you. Yes, I definitely think that the financial company being our first partner, that's not coincidence. This is like area one of what service do we need to bring to be part of the app to make it even more functional. Financial lending, 100%.
That's awesome, Joe. Well, I know we've talked a little bit about the feedback as a feature to be added in the future, but are there any other features that you plan on adding to Pool Traders?
There are several that are on how do I word this? There's several, yes, that we're thinking about. So we're going to kind of see how it goes. That's been how this has played out in general. If I could describe the app as a tree trunk, and we're coming up to where the branches start, I'm not exactly sure where this is gonna go. As the need arises, and as people are telling me and giving feedback of, hey, could you add this, or hey, could you bring this back? As those things come up, I consider all of them and add in what will be beneficial to the app. So we've got several things in the works. You might have noticed, I don't know how long you've had the app downloaded, but we used to have a parts button.
I do remember that, yeah.
Yeah, in all honesty, my thought on the parts button was, in a similar vein of, getting tighter routes, becoming more efficient. Well, how does that equate to in parts? How much stuff do we have in our garage, Eric, that is sitting there that is valuable stuff, but it's not brand new, right? So my thought on the parts category was getting guys to assess what's in their garage and throwing it on there, like an old heater board, for example. How many of those do you have in your garage right now?
Countless. I don't even know, to be honest.
Yeah.
Pumps, filters, whatever.
Yeah, all of it. It's valuable stuff. It's not garbage, at least not,
to us.
All of it. Some of it needs to be pitched. I've been around, so. But just putting it out there, and guys that are starting out or don't have the capital, or they're not good salesmen, and that comes in time. But you're working with a customer, and you just can't get them sold on a brand new part, or upgrade to a variable speed, or a new filter, or whatever. So getting these parts in circulation to actually go back into working order, that was my vision on that. But we pulled it because it wasn't going anywhere, and we can always bring that back. So that on the features aspect, anything like that becomes a necessity in the future, it can always be brought back. And I'll just keep a pulse on it and see what you all tell me. Joe, bring this back. So, but as far as feedback and reviews, this has not been implemented yet, but where this is going to go, again, much like Craigslist, it will eventually be something that I think we're going to have everybody make an account. And it'll still be free, obviously, a tiny bit more legwork. But in terms of getting feedback, when you list something, either for sale or wanted, there will be a timer on that because we want to keep the app fresh with the newest and up-to-date information, right?
Sure.
So there's going to be an expiration date on it. of your listing will be out there for 30 days. If you need to renew it, awesome. You'll be alerted, and you can just say, yes, I'd like to renew. If you don't want to renew, or if you haven't already deleted it, you simply say, no, I don't want to renew. And then that will prompt people, not in an annoying way. Again, like I said, I don't like to be annoyed in any way, pop-ups, ridiculous questions, this and that. But I do need feedback. And so there will be a little prompt of, how would you rate your experience? Were we able to help you make this transaction? Please let us know. You won't have to. You'll be able to X out of it. Nobody has to answer anything that they don't want. But the more feedback I get and that I can implement to make things better and get more reviews to let everybody know. When people see reviews, they look at that. Whether it's free or not, they're like, what's the reviews on this thing? Oh, it's 5 stars or 4.5 stars plus all the way through. I want to be a part of this. What's this awesome thing? So we've had a little struggle in getting people to willingly give us that feedback. So it'll be a little prompt. Again, not going to be mandatory, but that'll be a major aspect in the near future. It's not that way right now, but to get people to maybe open up a little bit. Just give me something. Let me know what you're feeling. Let me know what you're thinking. How you liking the app. All of that matters. People, I know myself included. We think that these little, please give us a star review. How are you liking this so far? It can be annoying, but man, now being on the other side of it, actually creating and owning this app, I cannot tell you how important getting those things, getting that information back on my end, is so vitally important. So, yeah.
Well, that's awesome, Joe. And, guys, I've really enjoyed using his app, and it's definitely worth taking a peek. So why don't you let them know, Joe, where they can find you and download the app and all that good stuff?
Yeah, absolutely. So you can search in the App Store, both Apple, Google. Just search 2 words, Pool Trader, right there. Or you can text pool, the word pool, P-O-O-L, to 90407, and it'll automatically ping you on your phone in a text message of the app download appropriate to your device. And third, you can go to our website, www.pooltrader.online, and a lot of people actually have found the website to be easier to upload their fill out the forms, the wanted, the for sale. Obviously it's on a bigger screen, a PC or a laptop versus your phone, so a lot of people are navigating to that as well. The map is bigger, everything's bigger visually to navigate, see what's going on, and so yeah, those are the 3 main ways.
Well, that's awesome, Joe. Well, I appreciate you being on the show, and I wish nothing but success for you, and I'll certainly help out however I can.
Thank you so much, Eric. The honor has been mine. I really appreciate you having me on the show. This is my very first interview, so I'm a little bit speechless. I just want to say thank you for having me on, and thank you for the hopes and success. I sincerely do hope this helps to solve what I view as a major problem in our industry. I really hope I can be part of that.
I really think you're on your way, Joe, and as always, never hesitate to reach out, and I hope you have a great evening.
Thank you. You as well. Thank you, my friend.
All right, thanks, Joe. Have a good day.
You too.
All right, bye. So that's it for tonight, guys. Wasn't that a really cool app Joe developed? It's surely able to help all the pool guys and gals out there. So head over to the app stores and check it out and reach out to him, and he'll be anxious to help you guys. So if you guys are on YouTube, check out my channel. Just search for Chlorine King Pool Service, or check out my friend Robert's channel, Clean Pool and Spa. Just go on there and search Clean Pool and Spa, and you'll be listening to some great information from my friend. So stay tuned for the next episode, and as always, have a great evening.
That's all for tonight, and thanks for tuning in. Please send any comments or ideas, how-to and guest appearance requests, and product review suggestions to Eric at ChlorineKingPools.com. Remember, if life piddles in your pool of dreams, just add some chlorine and keep swimming. See you next time.
And don't forget to check out my friend Robert's YouTube channel, Clean Pool and Spa, full of great information will surely help you take care of your pool. Link is below in the description.